This week is not really a Bossway Weekly, it's just a bit of a catch up on what we've been doing, but you join me behind my new reception desk. So this reception area has all been decorated. We've got new carpet you saw go down a couple of weeks ago, and now we've got a new reception counter, reception desk, whatever you want to call it, is in here, and we are super chuffed with it. So we are starting to look like a proper business again. So we left our last one at our previous premises for the new owners, and we thought we'd make a new one or get a new one, and we've bought this one. We didn't make this one, we did buy it, and we're going to make some other bits and pieces to go in here and be a bit more inviting for some customers. But first of all, I'm super chuffed with this. Hope you like that. So in other news, we have been full steam ahead on our Ducato Bossway Motorhomes project. You're going to see over the next few weeks at least one, probably two for now, Ducatos coming in to be converted. Now, we are not reinventing the wheel as in layouts, so the layouts are going to look similar to many of the Ducatos because it works, and that's the same as things like Volkswagen Transport and stuff. We get a lot of people giving us a ring and saying, we'd like a transporter but we don't want the same layout as everyone else and stuff. Well, we can do any layout, but that layout works, and it's the same as the Ducatos and the relays and boxers, and now the new Vauxhall Movano and a Toyota, and they're all using it. But they're all the same as the Ducatos and always have been since 2006 onwards. And they do work. They're low to the ground to step up into. They're nice and wide so you can sleep widthways without adding extra fiberglass pods like you have to on the Sprinters. They just work. So we do bespoke, but we're also doing our own range of motorhomes, camper vans, and they're going to be based on mainly the L3s and the L4s, and they're going to be really OEM looking in the back, so it's not going to be like ply line and carpet and then a bit of wood and stuff like this. It's going to be proper plastic lined, like ABS plastic lined, moulded to the van, roof the same, and what we're going to do is differentiate ourselves with anyone else because with the premium feel and materials of stuff that goes into the van. So that's what we're aiming for. On that, we do sell on our website camper van lightweight ply laminated boards. So over 100 colours on our website. People have been buying them by pallet loads sometimes. Sometimes people buy 1, 2s, 3s for their small projects. We've had them on our website for quite a long time, and they've been super popular. Now, we've had those bonded to those special boards by another firm up to now. Now, we have just purchased our own bonding machine, so our own press. So what happens with these boards is you buy the super lightweight plywood, and then you bond laminate both sides and then put it in a big press. Now, we haven't had a press before, but we've now bought one and it's going to be arriving very shortly. So we are going to be bonding our own boards. Now, the people we've used before have offered this service, but people haven't taken it up too much unless they ring us and really want something specific. But we can bond any thickness board, so normally we say anywhere between 3 and 25 millimeters, and then we can bond a laminate to both sides of that. So if you wanted a nice thick worktop or a very thin panel that can curve or something like that, then we can bond like 3 mil or all the way up to 25 mil. And it's really with this sort of standard range of 100 laminates, which are all fairly smooth. There's the odd wood grain one in there, but they're all fairly sort of plain, smooth colours. Now, because we've got our own press and because we're looking at our Ducato motorhome project, We are pressing any laminate to any board. So if you know anything about laminates, and you probably don't, because why would you? But there are people called, like Egger, for instance, there's loads of them. So they offer lots of different laminates. Now, obviously, that's one part of their books. Then they have a whole book in here with all wood grain sort of colours and bits and pieces in these books. And then there's all sorts of other laminate suppliers with hundreds of colours as well, and the laminates are slightly different thicknesses and things like that, and they have all edging, so we can edge band rather than just using knock-on trim. So we are going to be producing these boards for our new projects. So the premium feel in our new camper vans is going to be epic. We're really excited about it. There's loads of bits that we're excited about. There's some of it's we're going to share now. Some of it's going to drip feed through our videos, and other bits we're keeping a bit secret until we actually release it. But we are super excited to be having our own plastic panels made. So the ABS plastic panels are going to be a game changer. Simple as that. So these are going to be molded to the vans inside these L3s and L4 Ducatos. So it's going to give that really premium feel inside and that like factory finish. And all of our furniture, obviously, then with 3D Scandi inside. So they're all going to be, the furniture is going to be perfectly molded to those plastic panels, and it's going to be the same every time. So that same quality is what we're looking for, that repeatability. So we're really excited about that. Now, these plastic panels are going to be on our website for sale. There are other people in the UK that do plastic panels, but generally they do they call it a full kit, but really you don't get the bottom half. So you get the top half, you don't get the roof, you get the top half down to just below the window, and then you have to make the bottom panels. Ours will be top to bottom, full panels all the way around. So it's going to give a really premium feel. So we've got them in L3 and L4. Now they are going to be available on our website to sell to start with. Whether we carry that on, I'm not sure. It depends on how popular they are and how busy we are, because we might need them. So it depends on our stocks, but for now we will be selling them. So if they're on our website, they're available. If they're not on our website anymore, they're not, and we're just keeping them for ourselves. So if you want them, then if they're not on our website just yet, if you look at the date of this video, then they might be on soon. If you are interested, you're welcome to email us for the first lot coming in and being available on the website. And if you're doing an L3 or an L4 Ducato, Relay, Boxer, Movano van and you want these, then do let us know. So we're excited about those coming in. We are going to be we're developing at the moment the way to have a invisible induction hob on our first Ducato motorhome. So we want you to be able to have as much chopping workspace as you can, rather than having a sink and a hob and just a bit of glass that flips down, and then you've got a very small area for doing some chopping on. We're going to try and create a nice big worktop that you can cook on, but as soon as you take the pan off, you can then cut your veg on or whatever you want to cut on as well. So we're developing that at the same time as all this furniture. So that's exciting as well. So that will be full. Obviously, we'll have like lithium batteries and inverters and stuff to run that. But like a 2-ring induction hob or something in there will be super cool. So yeah, we're working on that at the moment. On the basis of the Ducatos, we are going to have fairly standard ranges. So you're going to be able to pick your colours of your furniture, as in all the carcasses, and if you want the drawer fronts and door fronts different, then you can have them. And then we're going to like spec up, because obviously some of these laminates are different prices, some of the way we have to manufacture things are different. So there will be per L3 and L4, there are probably going to be like 3 different layouts, mainly to deal with the bed area. So the front half of the van will probably be the same, but the bed area, you could have bench seats, U-shaped lounge or raised bed. That's our plan at the moment. And then there's going to be like people on like a lower budget, they're still going to get a nice new camper van, and it's still going to do everything they probably need it to do. And then there's going to be like, you can option it up whether you want big lithium batteries, big solar panels, lights. There's going to be all sorts of other stuff, including whether you want the standard few ranges of colours of seats and cushions, or whether you want to go full on fancy leather stitch, whatever you want on those benches. So there's going to be a few different options, whether they are like a mid and a top band, but we're still going to be we're still excited to make it look sort of OEM, really factory, really nice, and you can pick basically on what's most important to you and your budget. So super excited about fancy laminates, fancy leather if you wanted it, or really nice sort of fabrics and things, what colour you want. And yeah, so we're super excited about that. We're looking at doing some shows. I don't know if we're going to get to any this year, but we're going to look to do some shows next year. So obviously you'll be able to come down to our workshop and unit and see some of these Ducatos, but also we're looking to do some shows. So hopefully it'll be a show near you guys. Wherever you are in the country, we're going to try and do a few, and we're going to make a big hoo-ha on it and put a nice big stand up and really show off these vans. So we've got a good finance provider as well on board now, so we'll be able to say, yeah, you can buy this van for however much a month, or put a deposit down, or part X your camper van, etc. So we're really excited about that as well. So there's loads of stuff been going on in the background. I know it doesn't really seem like much, a couple of laminates, but we've got a laminate machine, we're making our own boards, we've got a finance partner on board, plastic panels for the vans, induction hobs working through a worktop that you can't even see the hob. All those sort of things have been taking time, and we have been, obviously things have been going on here like they do normally. So we've had fixing Range Rovers, we've had ply lining kits and stuff. It's just been super busy. We've not had chance to film, and I thought I'd do a bit of a catch up and explain why some of the videos have been like every other week really recently, rather than every week. So there is a lot going on, but not necessarily a lot to show you. What, do you want to see us on the phone to suppliers or stuff like this? No, you don't. So there's loads going on in the background. There's going to be loads of content to show you, but the last few weeks I know have been a bit sketchy on filming and showing you what's going on, but I wanted to explain what's been going on in the background, and to why there's not been so much content coming out. And based on that, today is Father's Day that you're watching this, or the day that the video is released. And for my Father's Day, which I've been bought this. That's cool, isn't it? So this plate is Bossway. If you didn't know, that's supposed to say Bossway. And that is going to go on the first Ducato camper demo van until someone buys it. So we're making a few demo vans to take to the shows and things, but obviously they will be for sale. If someone buys it, we'll have to make another one, won't we? But that for now will be going on our first Ducato demo van, which I'm super excited about building and putting the new plate on. And my family buying that for me was really nice. So that's a cool plate, really chuffed with that. I know there's a couple of people who we've done conversions for before who have said, you should get a private plate and all like this. And I said, oh, there is one that's, that sort of says Bossway and stuff like that. And they go, why haven't you bought it? I say, I don't really know. I haven't got anything to put it on. And, but hey, my family have bought me it. So the first Ducato, that's going on. So that was very nice of them. What else? What else? Can't think of what else there's or what I can share with you. We've got one Range Rover left. So we've still got the COVID Range Rover here. Some of you have seen a good few weeks ago now, and that was delivered probably a month or more ago actually. So that needed a complete new battery. Every cell in that battery has been sat for over 5 years. Every cell in that battery was completely knackered. So new battery for that is here imminently, and we're going to be fixing that one, and then looking forward to giving it a clean up. I don't know if you remember, quite a few weeklies ago we did some filming, and it's all green, it's gungy. It's been sat on a multi-storey car park for years. It had like little tide lines where it's been sat in a puddle on the tyres. It's in a bit of a sorry state. It's mould in the back and things. So we're going to do a video on us cleaning that up for the customer once it's been repaired. So it should be repaired soon, I hope, with this new battery and all the new cells and everything like that. That should be fixed soon. And then we've done a few like in the meantime, but that one's been sticking around. Simon's one, the white one's been sticking around as well, and I know Trev and Alison and Alison's husband have all been keen to get that one back, and we're pleased that we've repaired that one now. So they're actually going to collect that on Wednesday, so that's going out the door too. And I know they watch us on YouTube and TikTok as well, so hi guys, sorry that's taken a while to fix your one as well, but we've fixed all of those problems and your gear sticks problem while it was here. So they'll be pleased to get their one back, and so they're getting theirs back in a couple of days. And so a couple of them going out the door. So there was 2 here that were sticking around really. Simon's one and the COVID one that we've lovingly nicknamed it. We've been hex board sort of ply lining the floor of some of our delivery vans. So 2 have been done so far. We've got the rest to do. We might film one of them being done. I say we've done 2 so far, but we'll film one shortly. Other exciting news that none of you care about is that our washing machine's now been plumbed in. Obviously, we've been in this unit now for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something. We use loads of microfiber cloths and things like that here. So we have a washing machine at work to do that. So that's finally been plumbed in, all the waste and all that sort of things all been done this week as well. So that's really exciting for me, but not for you. So let me go in the workshop and see if there's anything else exciting out there. I can't believe I forgot. So look, I have Festool cupboards. So I've got these cupboards with the green handles, which I'm going to pretend is the exact Festool green. It's not, but I'll pretend it is. So if I show you this, I'll spin you around. So that's Festool green, and my one's got those green handles, but let's pretend that is Festool green for a minute. Now, I got 2 of these cupboards, and have a look in here. Oh, we've got Festool stuff. So all of our Festool stuff is now in nice Festool cupboards. So we've got things like the track saw, the edge bander, we've got routers and stuff like that, and we've just put them in some nice cupboards really. So that was exciting for me, again, not for you. We've still got James's Citroen relay here, which we 3D scanned last week. This is my point about the top panels and the bottom panels you have to make yourself. Our kit is all top and bottom. So our kit will be more expensive than that one. Do you know why? Because you get more. And that's the same as our laminated boards. So if you want the lightweight ply that we've always been providing, which is on our website, 100 colours, that's the same price. So we haven't upped the price or anything on that one. But you know the other laminates with all the touchy-feely, grainy stuff, guess what? It's more expensive to us for that laminate, so it's going to be more expensive on our website. Now, people get hung up on these boards and, oh, this one supplier is £5 cheaper than the other per board or something. Look, if you are building a Volkswagen Transporter, you're doing the furniture for a Volkswagen Transporter, that's probably going to be 3 boards, maybe 4 boards. But in the end, it's going to end up of cost you, how much is a Volkswagen Transporter camper van? 60 grand, 70 grand, 100 grand, some of them. Does a difference of a few quid a board, a £5 a board, £10 a board, 50 quid a board, make a big difference over the total bill? It isn't. And it's that kind of thing on when you see on Grand Designs where they spend all their money on the foundations and the bricks and all like this, and by the end they haven't got enough money for some carpet, and that's the bit you see. So, and that's the same as those camper vans. Like, people will start their camper van builds and spend all their money on some solar, which yes, it's important, or loads of insulation and all the sound deadening and things like that. And when it comes to the end, when they're building their actual furniture, which is what everyone's going to see and what you're going to touch, and everyone's going to go, oh, isn't that beautiful? They haven't got the money left to spend on really, really nice premium finishes. Now, I think that's important. Our laminates will be that premium finish. We are going to use premium brands like Egger, etc. It doesn't have to just be Egger, but for instance, like them. So that is, they are going to be more expensive. Simple as that. But they're the bits you're going to see. So it's important to get it right. So, yeah, just wanted to get that off my chest, really. Like, it is going to be more expensive. Do you know why? Because it's better. More expensive, but better. So that's going to be us. Now, we are going to, based on that, more expensive, but better, we are going to try, like I said at the beginning with our Ducato ranges, we are going to try and have I'm not going to say a budget range. They're all expensive, camper vans, motorhomes, vans in general. We all know they've gone up over the last few years, etc. But there will be a more affordable option and a more premium option for sure. It doesn't mean that the more affordable option isn't going to be isn't going to be the same CNC cut, perfect scribe, etc. It's just going to be, do you really need 600 amp hour lithium battery, or can you deal with a 100 amp hour one? Do you really need solar or not? All these little things, you're going to be able to option whether you want all of those spec, or do you want a nice camper van, you're happy to go away, you need a little battery, you're not going to use a lot, job done. But you are still going to be able to have a Bossway Ducato or whatever, an L3 or an L4, whatever's important to you. Or are you going to go, there isn't that much on the market that really takes my eye. They all look very similar, but I want the one with all the fancy materials, the invisible induction hob, I want the big lithium batteries, I want all the tech, then maybe we're for you. So they will be available, those specs will be available on our website, and you'll be able to spec it up and down depending on how much of a budget that you have. And it'll be nice to then see you and chat with how and what colours, etc., that you want in your camper, and spec it up to be exactly as you want. But we are going to be, we will want to, sorry, I think someone's knocking at the door. No. But we will want to be, there is definitely someone knocking at the door. But now they've run away. Sorry. But yeah, but you're going to be able to spec all your colours and stuff, and you're going to be able to spec up what you or what you want inside your van, but also what according to your budget. And then you're going to be able to hopefully be able to see. So we're going to try and render up the interiors to be, so you can see what the cream leather and whatever else is going to look like with your grey boards with your red fronts or whatever you want it to be. So we'll hopefully be able to render that up and allow you to see what it's going to look like. So sometimes, you want to see if it's, I didn't think the blue's going to work, and then when you actually put it in there, go, yeah, the blue does work with that cream, doesn't it? Or whatever it's going to be. So you're going to be able to spec it all up, and then hopefully we'll be able to allow you to see it as well in a render, and and go from there really. So we're looking forward to it all, and there's so much, like I say, there's been so much planning, so much going on, and but not so much for me to film for you guys. So that is enough of me waffling. All of our stuff is back out of storage now. So when we moved from the last unit, it was all a bit of a rush. It was all a bit mad. We had to go into storage. We didn't actually have a unit for a couple of weeks, so everything had to get packed up and put in storage. Vehicles had to be spread out between storage places and friends' yards, etc. Everything is now back here, so we've been doing a few loads over the last few weeks. This lot here behind me is the last lot, so we've got probably a load to bin, to be honest. You know what it's like when you move house, you take it to your new house and then go, why did I keep that? And you want to bin it. So we've got loads to go through, but that's the last lot. So nice to get all that empty and start getting things put away. I'm super chuffed with my new reception counter out here. We've got some desks to put up for us to do some designs on. We've got desks upstairs, but sometimes you just want to nip somewhere, do a quick design and go back to the CNC machine again, and you're running up and downstairs. So we've got some desks to put up out the back here. It's nice to start having this reception. So let me just spin you round here. So at the moment, we've got the reception desk. Obviously, it's all still a mess. These have come over from storage the other day, so they're our old coloured units. They're probably not going to be in here, to be fair. We want this to be like a specking wall, so we're going to have leather samples and laminate samples and hopefully a TV to show you what your Ducato is going to look like, etc. We've had a couple of inquiries on VIP Sprinter conversions. Now, we haven't posted much about the Sprinter that's just left us because the customer hasn't posted yet, and I feel it's a bit like posting pictures at someone else's wedding before they have. So we're waiting to post, and once he's posted it, then we're going to post a bit more. But we've already got a couple of inquiries for two different people and two different VIP Sprinters. So you might be seeing some of them shortly. Well, I say shortly. Sometimes these things can take 6 months before a van arrives or they've finalised their spec, and some people we've done them really quickly. So that does depend, but there are certainly inquiries in the pipeline. So you might see more of that over the next few weeklies, maybe the next month or so. I can let you know at least what the pricing and specking process is, because everyone wants something different. Now, we are looking to do these, going back to the Ducatos, we're looking to do these Ducatos so you've got a fixed layout, so you know what that's going to be. Now, we are going to have a bespoke option where you'll be able to go, yeah, actually I want my van to be this, that and the other. But that's a different sort of kettle of fish now. So we're going to be focusing on doing standard designs, churning those vans out. Yes, you can pick your colours, you can pick your leather, you can pick its cloth seats or whatever you want it to be. But in general, the layouts are going to be the same. Now, if you want something different, then you're a bit more sort of towards our bespoke arm, which would be more V-classes, sprinters and bespoke camper vans. Are all going to be sort of under the same roof, like the bespoke side. We're going to be churning the Ducatos out for now. We might look at things like transporters and stuff down the line, whether it's our own brand, but they're done to death. I think the transporters are what people do day in, day out. They've got no bathrooms, they've got no hot water, they're quite easy to do. We're going that level up on the slightly larger vans. If we were going to go to anything else, I think it would be Crafter MAN Sprinter vans and doing like the race vans. But for now, we're just 100% focused on absolutely premium quality Ducatos, and that's what we're focused on. And then for next year, showing them off at a load of shows, and hopefully you guys come in to see us, have a coffee with us, and hopefully buy from us. Because we're putting in a lot of work into this thing, and like I say, we're not reinventing the wheel in layouts, but it's just the quality and the tech and stuff inside. So hopefully you'll all see it and like it. So that is all coming. So you'll see James's one being converted soon. So he's got a specific layout that he wants for his, and that's not going to be a Bossway layout necessarily. That's just the one for his one, but then we're going to be having our Bossway ones. Well, I'm doing the designs for the Bossway ones now anyway, so they're all coming together, all behind the scenes, and we're going to look forward to sharing it all with you very shortly. And these videos are going to be packed with different vans getting converted week after week, hopefully. So that is our long rambled update. But I did want to explain what we've been up to, and we are still here, and we are still busy, but yeah, there's a lot going on in the background, so it's going to be all systems go and lots to show you soon. So I'll see you then.